I don't know what happened, but we're gonna go with it.
Yeah. Okay, send us in the questions. You got the camera.
We can see. We're here. Okay.
We're live.
We're live. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I think we're gonna actually start again so everyone can see us. What do you think?
I think that's good.
Okay. Hi, I'm Leisa Peterson, and this is part of the Art of Mindful Wealth Telesummit. And I have my son here. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Aiden Peterson. I am 10 years old and I'm in 5th grade.
Awesome. Thank you. So I wanted Aiden to be a part of this conversation because we are going to do a visualization and I needed someone to help me out. Aiden is very intuitive and yeah, and he listens to that voice inside. And so I wanted him to actually be my guinea pig to participate in this Google Hangout. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this again. Thanks. We had some technical difficulties to start, but now we're in the right place. But what I wanted to do was actually have us go ahead and do a visualization, and I'll take us through that. And then I'm going to have Aiden talk about kind of what comes up, and we'll see what happens with that. And I think we'll do 2 parts all together, and then you'll see the difference between the 2. So I think that'll be a little bit better. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, awesome. So if we just want to get really comfortable and take some nice deep breaths.
Comfortable.
Oh. If you're not that comfortable, don't go to sleep. Okay, so taking some nice deep breaths and relaxing into your breath. And I'd like you to just follow my guided instructions on taking yourself through some visualizations. And right now, I'd like to start by actually visualizing what it feels like in your body when nothing is going your way. Like you're just having a really bad day, you feel like there are lots of things happening to you that you are upset about, you're sad, you're feeling like you don't have what you need and what you want in life. Can you feel that feeling? Yeah, you know what that feels like? Okay. So with that feeling of being sad and not having what you like, I'd like you to think back over the past year, thinking back to things that happened in your life. For people on the call, it might be things that happened in their work. It might be things that happened in their personal life. But with this mindset that things are not going well for me, that nothing goes my way, that all the bad stuff happens to me, I'm sort of feeling like life is outside of my control. I don't have the resources that I need. And thinking back to your life over the past year, see what comes up. What events come to mind when you think, I don't have what I need and nothing's going my way? Have some things come up? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so hold that thought. And now what I'd like you to do is close your eyes again. And I'd like you to think, I am rich. I live a life where everything seems to work out absolutely perfectly. Even when things don't go well, I can see how there's lessons and things that I learned through that experience that I took away from it. I feel like I have all of my needs taken care of, both now and in the past, and it's going to be okay into the future. Like I feel like things really do go well in my life. I feel so blessed. And with this sensation and with this thought and with this feeling of what it feels like to feel good and feel like things are going your way, I'd like you to think back about 2014, this past year, and think about what happened over the past year when you're thinking about these positive thoughts. You're thinking things really do go my way. Can you think of some things that happened last year that come to mind?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. So what I'd like you to do is tell me what came up when I had you go through the first exercise, where I asked you to think about the fact that your life isn't going well.
During school, when like I'm on tests or something, and I get at the very end of the day, I get my test back, and I just failed. And then the rest of my day, I'm just all sad. I failed my test. I don't like, and I'm just super mad, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be alone.
Mm-hmm. Are there things that happened last year that come to mind when you think about the fact that, when you think about this idea that you're not getting your needs taken care of?
I'm not getting my needs taken care of.
When you think about that, when I had you go through that visual, was there a specific situation that came up last year that came to mind when I told you that things weren't going well and I asked you to think about your past year?
Probably sometimes when I get in trouble from my teacher or other teachers, when I don't do anything at all. It's somebody else, and I get in trouble.
Okay, got it.
And yeah,
okay. Okay, when on the flip side, tell me about what happens when you think about last year. You think about your past year, you think about football, you think about school. When you think that everything always works out perfectly, what comes to mind about last year?
That's a tough one because nothing ever really goes perfectly.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. But when you think my life is good, when you think my life is good, my life is really, really good, what do you think about for last year?
Probably when I am like playing football, and when everything works perfectly, like we get a perfect play, we can get a touchdown, I get a good block, I'm all happy. Okay. Everything's working for me. Okay. I'm excited.
Okay, that's great. So I'm wondering, when, it's interesting, when you're 10 years old, you're living in the present moment all the time. So even though I'm asking you to think about the past, you're thinking about right here, right now, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard for you to think about the past this way. That's a pretty cool realization, actually.
Is that why you want me here?
Well, I thought we would do this exercise, and I thought something different would come out of it. But something else came in the process, which is that you are 10 years old and you're living in the present moment. And I think that's actually the bigger realization for me right now, is how beautiful it is when we live in the present moment. And I don't think that you have the ability to live too much in the past. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You think you live right here in the moment. Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. And do you want to leave now, and I'll just go ahead and talk?
Okay.
Because we're going to go ahead and do a meditation. Do you want to do a meditation?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm out.
You're out.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, so that did not turn out exactly as I thought it was going to turn out, but it was fun nonetheless. I think it's interesting to see how, in my adult brain, I think of the idea of being able to go back and visualize. And my point that I was trying to make, and the exercise that I think that you probably can understand, and maybe when you were doing the exercise yourself, you got a sense of what it's like, and the things that come up when we're not living in the present moment, and we are actually operating with a certain set of beliefs. So much of this whole entire summit has been about our mindset and shifting our mindset from one of lack and scarcity into one of wealth. And the idea that wealth is all coming from the inside, and it's a collection of our beliefs, of our perception, of our experience of reality. And so that exercise is meant to help us go back. So, we can do this now, but we can also do it as an exercise when this recording and this is all done, is take some time to put yourself in this mindset of lack and scarcity, and that things aren't going the way that I want them to go. And they never really seem to go the way that I want them to go. And I'm not in control of my life, and I'm not able to bring the things into reality that I wish. And bring up that feeling, and then go on a walk, or, engage in a visualization, like I said, thinking about the past year and what comes up when you're thinking about this place of lack and scarcity and not having your needs met. When you do that, there's a realization that will most likely occur that it's pretty shocking, of the things that come to mind as you think about this past year with that mindset. The other exercise that I was trying to show is if you were to do the opposite, right? Which is, I think what we'll do is we'll do a visualization meditation right now to create the mindset that we're really shifting towards, or wanting to shift towards. But if we can bring up this idea that I have all of my needs taken care of, I am amazed at the fact that even if things don't go my way, I can see how everything has a purpose, everything has a meaning. I'm getting so much enjoyment by even those things that didn't go so well. So bringing up this idea that I'm rich, that I live in abundance, that I have what I need both now and into the future. And then think back about your past 12 months and see what comes up. What do you notice about your year? And then the contrast between these two completely different visualizations and what happens for you. Because I think that it is very easy to not be living with that mind of abundance all the time, right? Things happen, and then we think, oh, that's not what I was expecting, or this is difficult. And we don't, we shift into this place of, okay, lack and scarcity. And then what's amazing is our day, our week, our month, and our life starts basically becoming that experience. We think oftentimes that our reality is being created by our past experiences, right? So our beliefs are created by our past experiences. That's kind of how we've often been living. But what if our experiences are 100% a result of our beliefs? And so as we shift our beliefs, it's the only way that we can actually kind of change the way that we've been living in the past. If lack and scarcity, or if these thoughts of things don't go my way, why can't they go my way? All of those things, we get more of that and less of what we really want, which is this shift. So that's just an exercise that I thought I would share with you. But let's go ahead and do a meditation around abundance, around opening ourselves up. And so if you just want to get comfortable and in a comfortable position, we can close our eyes and take some nice deep breaths. Letting go of any tension that we feel in our face, in our neck, in our shoulders. Feeling it leave our body as we exhale, and feeling the kind of good feelings, happiness, lightness entering our body when we breathe in. And I'd like you to visualize in this moment that all of your needs are taken care of. You have everything that you need, that you want in this moment. That this moment is absolutely perfect. And that you have the ability in this moment to create the next and the next exactly as you wish. And similar to what I was sharing before, just seeing that this life that you're living is absolutely perfect. Things work out as they need to work out. We learn as things appear, and we're able to grow and evolve through whatever experiences we have come our way. Imagining that all of the things that you seek, happiness, love, peace, harmony, enjoyment, that they're all with us all the time. And by shifting our thoughts and our beliefs and our way of being, we can live in the present moment in this state of happiness, of contentment, and of success. Allowing ourselves to open, feeling our heart opening, and just feeling such gratitude for this present moment. Thanking the universe, thanking God, thanking Source, thanking our parents, and feeling such grace for all those in the world. We do not live alone. We live as part of an incredible microsystem. Everything that we need is provided for by others. Even thinking of something as simple as a tomato in the grocery store, the number of people that were involved to bring that tomato to the store so that we could buy it and bring it home. The seed planters, the creators of even putting the seeds together, the planters, the waterers, the sun, the water, the pickers, the people that were involved in packaging them, putting them on a truck to be driven or flown to another place, and then delivering at the grocery store, and the people that were involved in putting that tomato onto the stand so that it would be sitting there waiting for us. The checker that allowed us to purchase that tomato. We are not alone. We are helped every minute of every day by thousands and thousands of people taking care of us, showering us with their love, seeing themselves as part of this incredible system that we benefit from all the time. feeling such grace and abundance to live in a world where so many beings are helping us to live and to thrive and to love and to enjoy. We're surrounded by love. We're surrounded by abundance. The harmony of the way that our lives come together is so magical and so beautiful. And we get to experience it each and every day. And when we can see the beauty in this experience, life becomes very magical and very beautiful. And feeling this ability to take in and then give back, give our gifts, share our gifts with the world. This rowing, this giving and taking and receiving, it's part of our condition as a human being. And it's quite beautiful when you think about just all the parts that go into creating this life and playing our part in bringing value to the world. Each of us have tremendous gifts and talents and skills and gifts to share with others. There's so much that we can do to be of benefit to the world, just as we're thinking about benefit that others bring to us. Is this incredible surrounded by? So a few nice deep breaths, breathing in this abundance and letting it go, and we can open our eyes and relax our concentration. It is amazing, isn't it? How fortunate we are. Kind of blows my mind when I think about it. Part of, the amazing things that have happened as I've put this telesummit together, and over the past 3 months, it has just been tremendous. One of the big things that I've taken away is the fact that everyone has different paths. Everyone has different circumstances in life, but then it doesn't prevent anyone from being able to find their own path to abundance and their own path to success. And even though many of these people that I've spoken to have gone through incredible hardships, they all have come out on the other side of those hardships, realizing that their life is actually, in many cases, better having gone through those difficulties. And I think that was one of the things that I was deeply inspired by, this idea of facing tremendous challenges and difficulties, and part of the human condition being able to move past those difficulties and see that our life is not defined by our limitations. If anything, it's about transcending our limitations and opening up incredible possibilities because of our challenges. Learning what it means to be resilient and learning what it means to truly appreciate the awesomeness of this experience. So often we miss out on that. We get tunnel vision. We get focused on the things that aren't working out. But I knew that by asking these people these questions and seeing what came out of it, that I would grow as a human being tremendously. And that is exactly what's happened. Just a few days ago, I was listening to a YouTube video, actually, of a man talking about being in the present moment. And I thought I would share this with you because it really hit home for me. There's all this discussion all the time, be in the present moment, be in the present moment. But it's not easy. I mean, right? It's not easy for me. If it's easy for you, I'm applauding you, but it's hard. It's easier to be thinking about the past and the way that things have transpired, or thinking about the future and the things that we want to have happen in the future. But what he explained is that absolutely nothing is real. Nothing is truth except this present moment, right here, right now. This is the only truth that we will ever actually experience in life. And here's why. The past is merely a perceptive experience of how we saw the world kind of transpiring. It's our belief and our experiences and all of those things collected together, and it's those beliefs that we use to think back about what happened to us in the past. Even what we think about today and what happened yesterday is still even skewed a bit because of those beliefs. Like, we can't see what we can't see. So our perception creates a fogginess, if you will. It does not show us truth. We are living in the past, and we're not able to past and let go of the things that, the difficulty things that have happened to us and our challenges. We're living in a state of untruth. It's not real. It's just it's a story that we're telling ourselves that we just keep repeating over and over and over again. So that's how the past, and part of the reason that the past, and when we think about the past, oftentimes it doesn't bring us a great deal of comfort and joy. We do know, of course, how to bring back memories that bring us great joy, but and that's, that's fine. We're more focused on the things that don't bring us the joy. Going forward, the reason that the truth is not present in the future is that all we're able to do with our minds is take the past and our perceptive awareness of the past and project it onto the future. And so the truth is not residing in the future, because it's merely a thought pattern of what we have, our beliefs, our perceptions are so all these kind of things that we've collected, and we're projecting them onto the future without any idea of how things are really going to transpire. So we're actually projecting the past into the future. And that was a big revelation for me, because I don't think I'd ever really thought of it that way. It explains a lot for me, because if I am living in the past and just taking that past experience and projecting it to the future, what do you think I'm going to get when I go about my day-to-day life living that way? I'm going to get a replication of my past, right? If that's how I'm living, that's what I'm going to get. It's my beliefs. It's the way things have gone in the past. So that's how they're going to go ahead and go in the future. So the only way that we can shift this way of thinking is actually to continue to return to this present moment again and again, free of judgment, free of criticism, right? Judgment of others, judgment of ourselves, criticism of ourselves, and all the other things that we lack of forgiveness is a big one. So when we don't forgive people from the past, we have this incredible ability to project that lack of forgiveness into the future. And that's exactly what we get more of. And so it was just a really beautiful teaching. I took a lot out of it. I hope that that's helpful to you. And right now, what I'd love to do is just encourage you to, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. And I also wanted to, I've been working on a blog post about some of the things that I had been learning through these incredible interviews. I also wanted to share that the interviews, so we've got 31 interviews, we're going to leave them open so that they are all accessible to you throughout this whole entire week, I think until Saturday. So we'll keep these interviews available to you through Saturday. If you find that you'd like to listen to them over and over again, you can get a forever copy of all of the interviews and all of the meditations by going to thinkkindness.org /wealth clinic. and you can get a forever copy for making a donation of $50 or more to Think Kindness, an incredible nonprofit that my daughter actually traveled with to Africa this past year, and I got to see just how powerful the work that they're doing is, and I wanted to do whatever I could to help them with their mission of stopping bullying in schools, which is huge, through inspiring random acts of kindness throughout the world. So you can hear about that if you go to the interview with Brian. He talks about his nonprofit and his work. And so what I thought I would do is just cover a few of the highlights of things that I've taken away from this summit. And let's see. One of the biggest things I think is just mindset. You know, everyone talks about mindset, about the power of the mindset, and that once we can get our mindset headed in the direction that we want to go, our life follows that direction. So it's not about doing all the steps so much, it's about the mindset first, and then putting the steps together to bring that other stuff into reality. So I'm just going to go down this list and share a few of these things. The first one was this incredible realization from John Rampton about time and time versus money. And he talked about the fact that money is unlimited, that's how he sees money, that it's abundant, that there's no restriction. You can always make more money. But what he said in contrast is that time isn't like that. We have a limited supply of time. And time is the thing that we need to pay attention to, that we should treasure, and that we should be very cognizant of. So paying attention to the time, and I would add to that how we use our time. So if we want certain things to happen in our life, then we have to use our time according to bringing those things into reality. Makes sense. So that was inspiring to me. The next was that we always want to ask for what we want in life, that oftentimes we get afraid of asking for what we want. But again and again, especially through this summit, I've learned that it's really important to ask for what we want. And that goes in all areas of life. You know, there's no reason why we shouldn't ask for things that we want. And yeah, it may not be that those things come to reality, but by asking for what we want, we're actually creating the mindset for getting those things that we want. My friend Bruce Van Horn, who I met through this summit, said that if you never ask the question, the answer is always no. So thank you, Bruce Van Horn, for that incredible wisdom, because I've learned it by going out to all these people and bringing this into reality. The next one was about mentors. And I think that if you're a business owner, this would really hit home. It did for me, that we want to surround ourselves with mentors and be on the lookout for people that could be of assistance to us. And in some cases, they may come in the form of a coach that we pay. And in other situations, it may be that it's someone who has built a successful business, and maybe they're in, retirement, or maybe they're downsizing and they're happy to share some of their wisdom with us. But, going back to the second quote, the second realization, ask for what you want. So ask for what you want and ask people if they're willing to be of assistance to you as you grow your business and as you think about making big decisions in your life. So that came from Mark Diana. The next is make your mess your message. And Ruth Sukup, who is the founder of Living Well, Spending Less, and I spoke at length about some of the challenges that she had, really serious ones, battling severe depression and actually attempting suicide several times while she was in college. And what I learned out of her experience is that, no matter how bad life feels at any moment in time, it can always be better. Here's a woman who came out of the depression and then filled her time with spending and buying things and realizing that she had a severe overspending problem. And through the course of that overspending, she started to blog about it. And in the course of blogging about overspending and the things that she was trying to do to not spend her family's money into, spend all of their money and be in debt and cause problems with her relationship with her husband, she started blogging about it, and it really took off. A whole bunch of people really enjoyed this frugal living and making more with less out of your life. And she touches over 1 million women a month through her various sites on Pinterest and Facebook and her website. And she does incredible work and just such a source of inspiration. I want to be time sensitive. The next is that any and all change in life starts with the mind. So I spoke about that already, but again, back to Bruce Van Horn, one of the things that he shared is he also had gone through a very, very difficult several-year period and found himself down and out and not in good physical shape. And his brother came to visit and actually run a marathon. And in the course of visiting after the marathon, he said to Bruce, you should think about running a marathon because, it might help you feel better. And Bruce laughed and choked and said, unless I'm on vacation, I don't even like to drive 26 miles, much less run it. But something that his brother said stuck with him, and it kept coming up. And he started to exercise and then started to run. And before you knew it, was running a marathon, the first of many. And now he has a business website called Life is a Marathon. And he talks about the fact that this mindset, that he had to get his mind around the idea that he could even do the marathon before he could ever make it happen. And that it was all mindset, that the body cooperates when we put the mind in that direction of where we want to go. So that's pretty awesome. Another is, don't let anyone stop you from setting big goals. Yeah, I feel like I've set some big goals as far as starting this company and putting this telesummit together, but one of the stories was from Felina Hansen, who her interview is coming up in the next few days. And she has a company called Hera Hub. She is incredibly resilient. This is a woman who was in a major car accident. I think she broke 27 bones in her body. She was fortunate to live through this horrific car accident. A truck, I believe, kind of ran over her car when she was young, in her 20s. And she came through that and became an entrepreneur, and she's a teacher of marketing and business and sales. And she has this company called Hera Hub that sets up spa-like co-working spaces for women to come together, people who work from home, wanting to have a co-working space. And it's based out of San Diego, but she set this goal of now creating a franchise of the Hera Hubs, and wants to have 200 Hera Hubs all over the country within the next 5 years. So she's setting a big goal and she's going after it. And I'm sure that if anybody can accomplish that dream, it's Felina. So she inspired me in that regard. And then another is to dream big and turn it into reality. Trajan King, his interview was one of the first few days. You can go back and listen to it, but he is a serial entrepreneur, and his magical connection that I had really enjoyed was that he made a goal of working for 6 months a year in other countries in the world. And he accomplished that in a short period of time. And now he travels and was able to actually work from Paris for 6 months. And no one even knew that he was in another country. He sort of did it as a test to see if he could pull it off. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to work from Paris for 6 months. So watch out. It might be happening soon. The next is, our challenges often lead us to greater clarity. Mark and Lauren Grootman are frugal living specialists. They got there by going through some pretty hefty, being in an underwater on their mortgage, having to short sell their house, being in heavy debt, and running about a negative of $1,000 a month in their budget. And in their course of coming out of this challenge, they started teaching other people about couponing and meal planning and budgeting, and they've created this incredible business. Mark and Lauren G is their website, where they share all of this incredible wisdom with others. And yeah, totally inspiring. I feel like I've kind of given you some of the highlights, but there are so many more in these interviews, and I just really want to hope that you check them out, enjoy them. You know, make a donation to Think Kindness, because your money will be going to an absolutely amazing cause. My daughter went to Africa and worked in orphanages for 2.5 weeks this past summer with Think Kindness, like I mentioned, and it was a life-changing experience for her. When she came home from the event, you know, got back in the swing of things with her friends, and there was a lot of drama, as there is when you're, you know, in high school. And she came to me one day and she said, you know, Mom, no matter what happens to me in life, no matter if I get into the college that I wanted to get into, or if I get a high-paying job, or whatever happens, she said, now that I've been to Africa and I saw that these people are living on less than $5 a day, and they are some of the happiest people that I have ever met in my whole entire life, I know that I am going to be okay. And I just thought, okay, she's 17, and that's a pretty rockin' awesome realization to have at 17. I feel like, you know, I'm still trying to have those realizations, and I feel like many of us really are trying to do the same, that we are going to be okay, and that we choose to live in abundance each and every day, because when we really step back and look at our situation, it is one of abundance. It is one of tremendous opportunity and possibility. And it's really just up to us to engage and to see it that way, and to realize the incredible gifts that we have been given and the gifts that we can share with others. So with that, I just want to really appreciate you for joining me today, and I hope that this has been insightful. And yeah, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to take it that we're in great shape. But please feel free to reach out to me. You've got my email address. I respond to all the emails that I get. I'm really happy to answer questions, but it's lpeterson, Peterson, @wealthclinic.com. And I welcome your questions. I welcome your thoughts and your comments. And I just want to say namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful weekend.